looking at the very end of the panel, Fahad, over to you, Fahad Al-Dhubaib, SVP at Saudi Aramco, inviting you for your perspective.
Thank you, Patrick. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Delighted to be in this panel, and I'd like to thank the organizers for a job well done and convening those key people and organizations to help us crack the code on energy security. In contextualizing my talk about energy security, I'd like to talk about where we are in time. We're seeing globally record demand in oil, record demand in gas, and record demand in coal at a time when we're trying to transition. I'd like to take a practical approach to security. Usually energy security is associated with geopolitics. I'd like to talk about reliability of the energy system in addressing that. In Aramco, we carry a huge responsibility as one of the global producers of energy. We produce 1 in every 8 barrels of oil globally, and this comes with a huge responsibility. I happen to be, in addition to my responsibility for strategy, the chief risk officer of the company. And this stems from a realization that strategic planning and risk management and reliability go hand in hand, because for any organization, it's all about anticipating the risks that you foresee and investing and driving the organization toward that. On the back of that, we have been investing heavily in pipelines. We have the capacity to shift 7 million barrels from the east coast of Saudi Arabia to the west coast in anticipation of any possible risk and to ensure energy reliability and security. At the same time, we have storages globally for oil that can help us reliably meet the call on our oil. These investments, in addition to our spare capacity, has helped us ensure the continuity of the global economy in light of adverse shocks to supply or demand over the many decades we went through. But all of that is also key as we transition the energy system. When we talk about Aramco and oil, we're talking about 12 million barrels of capacity in a global system of 100 million barrels. But if you add all forms of energy to it, you're talking about 325 million barrels per day of oil equivalent for all forms of energy. And 80% of that is the conventional energy. So our efforts, in addition to many of the efforts of people in the room, are critical to ensuring that reliability. Now, as we move forward, much of the growth that's going to happen in demand will be coming from the global south. And it's imperative for us to ensure that as we invest in transitioning the energy system, that we're also satisfying the demand of the global south, because affordability is a key prerequisite for them. Talk about 3 areas that are critical to energy transition and reliability and security. Number 1, as we introduce more electrons into our molecule system, it is imperative that we work hand in hand, the conventional and the new energies together, to ensure that something as simple as storage is being addressed. Today, we have both in oil and gas, around anywhere between 30 to 45 days of storage and cover for demand. When you look at the renewable system or the electron system, you're talking about very few hours. So it's important for the two systems to work hand in hand as we transition. And this brings the issue of storage, backup generation, and grid connectivity into discussion as an integral part to energy security. The other part is what I call uncertainty or fragmentation in energy policy. Many of the investments we undertake have a 20-year time horizon. So the wrong signaling of demand or policies or financing hinder a lot of these investments and can put us in a situation where underinvestment takes place, whether it's in the conventional or the new energy, and accordingly impact the reliability of the energy system. I will stop here, and I think we will have another round to talk about what Aramco is doing in the current and the new energy space.